Alright guys, what is up? Budget Build Daily here again for another one. Alright, so first off, let's go ahead and just get past the squealing noise you're about to hear. Oh yeah, RIP headphone users, right? Okay. Anyway, so what is up guys? Like I said, we're back at it again with another one. So for starters, we're gonna get this into the garage. Don't really need to do much up in the front, so I'll be alright. So we are going to do a couple different things. Let me get a light on in the garage here for you so you guys can actually see me a little better, because I'm sure it's decently dark. Gonna close the garage. Doesn't really need much up in the front. Alright guys, so a couple things we're going to do today. We're going to, first off, you might just take off this spoiler for now, just for a little bit, just for a mock-up to get a look at things. And then second, we are going to forget to unlock the rest of the car. Luckily, if I accidentally lock the whole thing, I've got a spare key in the house, so. Alright, perfect. And as you guys can see, we're back to the low quality, but that's just for now. That's just because for all this, it's going to be easier to use a head or a GoPro. So today we are going to install another pillar pod, but in the Lancer this time, along with another volt gauge, because guys, I know there's a lot of other better gauges I could be installing, but I like knowing what my battery temp is at. I like knowing if it's low or not, so we're going to install this today. That one will actually screw into, because, well, I actually plan to keep that one in. The reason why the Civic was never screwed on is because that's not the gauge pillar I'm going to keep in there. I plan to put a dual one in, but I think I'm just going to screw that one in and buy a second single one, because the way I have everything wired in there, it's just going to be annoying to undo it all again. So I think we will just deal with it as two single ones. I'm sure this is confusing you what I'm doing. I am removing some of this excess crud that was left on this window, and I don't know what it is. It doesn't just wipe off, so kind of just scraping off, because I like to put stickers on my cars, you know. Got a 1320 sticker we're gonna put on here. I've been getting in their vids a little more and more, so just install that right next to my wonderful Budget Build Daily sticker. With these temperatures out, we'll see if this sticks or not, but nice. Alright, so for starters, let's go ahead and get this trunk open. And the way I do that is, funny enough guys, hopefully you guys can see everything. I tried to mock up as best I could, but I can only do so much. Funny enough, this hood is held closed with a strap, because, well, what would be a project car if it didn't have a ton of problems? And for starters, the trunk doesn't latch, so that's awesome. That's right, because we got some plans for that. I'll show you guys here in just a moment. Perfect. Yeah, I can stay closed or stay down. Alright, so I actually have a... Fuck. What? Okay, so we're gonna have to cut that all out. Let's just do that. Oh my goodness. I didn't even realize this. Don't mind me. There. That's better. Yeah, as you guys can see, the trunk, it's not the cleanest trunk, but you win some and you lose some. Anyway, like I said, when I bought this, one of the crappier parts is the trunk just doesn't latch. So yeah, that's delightful. I can't seem to get it to push down and grip it. So, I mean, I can show you when I slam it. It doesn't close. So, probably has to do with this wreck back here. The fact that, yeah, that would Actually, hold on. I might be able to actually fix this before doing my ghetto way of doing it. Let me see here. Huh. Okay, so I'm gonna try to bend this and get it to work. Almost, actually. Hold up. Ah! Ah, my wrist. Alright. Anyway, if this doesn't work, because the whole plan was this wasn't going to work to begin with. So if it doesn't, my plan is to use hood pins for the trunk. Except, I think we actually just... Nope. We almost got it. We just gotta do a little bit more work, which is alright. I've got hood pins that I bought that I was just gonna mount into corners around here, probably like something like right here, right there. They're a little quick push, so we'll just kind of hope for the best with that. But yeah, so check this out. It's ghetto, but it works. This thing is destroyed. First of all, this was beaten to fuck before I even bought it. I should have looked at that more, but that's alright. So, I mean, she shuts. I'm still gonna do the hood pin trick. I might actually even put them farther up here, just so that when I put that spoiler on, they'll sit better. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so for now, just for the hell of it, part of what we're gonna do today is involving taking this spoiler off, just because I want to. No real reason. I just want to take it off for a little bit, see how it looks. If I can even get to some of these bolts are pretty far in there, so we'll see what we can get. Oh, okay, those are just Phillips heads. Okay, so I can get those. Phillips heads, Phillips heads. Had a screwdriver over here. Let me figure out where I put it. I know, your garage is a mess. Why don't you clean it and be able to find shit? I will. It's too fucking cold out to do anything like that right now, so when the weather gets better, so will my garage. Okay, cool. So that is not gonna work like I was hoping. I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think this is fitting in that well. Oh, I guess I am wrong. Perfect. Okay. The plan is to get this completely off so when we pull it through, we don't lose it. Perfect. Just like me. I'm just kidding. I am far from perfect. I am the last example that would ever be used for perfect, and even then, they still won't use me. Good. Perfect. Alright. At some point, I am going to put a OEM, or not OEM, but I'm going to put a Evo style spoiler back here. So look forward to that. Hopefully you guys are too. If you're not, well, I don't care. Oh, you bitch. Don't be a bitch. Let me guess. There is, oh, yeah, there we go. A little bit of glue under both sides. Alright, so just because I am that kind of person who will literally destroy things just to get a quick glimpse of it, well, get ready for me to do such a thing. Ooh, I about lost my thumb there. That's alright. Kids, don't cut towards yourselves. That is a bad idea. Look at that. That's alright. That was mostly just a simple, small idea. Alright, let's move all this shit out of the way. That looks pretty dope, actually. Might just leave that off for a little while. Alright. Get some small pieces of tape just to cover up the holes for now. Yeah. Alright. I can rock with that. Alright. Let's grab something to wipe that with. So, oh, I bet this makes you guys cringe, doesn't it? When you just see somebody neglectfully wipe dirt off a body part the completely wrong way. But like I've said before, at least out loud, I don't know if I've actually said to you guys, this car is getting repainted this summer. And yes, you guessed it right, I'm doing it the getaway I did for the Rice or Nice project, except a different color. Alright, and now we've got tape on here, even though kind of pointless because right now the way things are working, seam is not very strong right now. We just gotta kind of deal with it for now. Oh wow, that comes off way easier than I thought it would. Guess that's what happens when there's not much left of it. I did order new letters to put on here. It'll be better though, I promise. Guys, right now I'm doing this all what's considered ghetto and janky now. But once everything starts coming in and we can start working on it better, then I promise you'll see that it will get better looking. At some point I will probably manual swap the Civic, but for now it's purposely meant to stay automatic because one, that's why I bought it, made it cheaper and easier to afford it because of that. Two, because then I can have either my wife or other people drive it to the car meets, because there's going to be a lot of car meets this year. Hopefully, you know, with COVID we got to be careful and everything, but I've got multiple vehicles and I want, you know, not many of my friends have vehicles to roll up in a car meet, even if we're not going there to get people to, you know, look at our cars and be impressed by us and all that fun jazz. But it'd be kind of cool to record us all pulling up to a gas station, me probably paying for the gas in all of them. In case you guys are curious what I'm doing right now, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's just specks of like white stuff that I haven't been able to even wipe off with wet rags or anything, so I'm just scraping it off because it's the only way it seems to get it off. This car will either be a really nice blue or it will be one of two very iconic Evo colors, so it'll either be a nice white or it will be like a gunmetal gray. Oh. Alright guys, and now we are in the car. My question is, does this come out easily? No, that's not going to come out easily, so I'll have to pop this whole face off. Let's see. Smartest way of taking off something, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So hopefully, if I remember right, there's not perfect. So I just need to grab a screwdriver and then we'll take this off. What we're gonna do is we're going to run the wire through the back of here, run it up this way, and that's how we're gonna do the voltmeter gauge. That way it's ran through the radio and it only turns on when the car turns on. So let's grab a screwdriver and let's get to that. Okay, that was easier than it should have been, only because the screws were tightened by hand and one of them didn't even technically fit in there, so that was easy. Alright, next thing is, first off, let me grab the gauge pod. I'm just gonna, just like we did before, I'm just gonna shove it. Now we need the voltmeter gauge, which hopefully I made enough wire. If not, we will cut more as we see fit. Actually, on the bright side though, even though there's not enough wire, at least there is, or it's easier for me to just put it in here. So ideally what you can do, and that's what I'm going to do, is just wrap electric tape around the edge enough to squeeze it. So I'm going to do that, grab some wire, and then we'll jump back. Alright, perfect. So we got enough wire for the whole thing. So now we just wire it up and we go. Now, I swear guys, I love doing little simple easy mods like this. I just really hate wiring stuff. I'm definitely no electrical engineer by any means, far from it. It's just I really don't like having to constantly run wire and hook it all up and ugh. Oh, now my back's killing me from that angling. Alright, let's test it out. Got it all wired and set back in. We just have to screw it down just in case. Volt gauge right there. Make sure you guys can definitely see everything. And make sure we're recording. Look at that. And stereo works as well. Perfect. Perfect. Now I just gotta screw all this back together. Alright, stereo's working. Volt gauge is actually really high in volts apparently, but it's gonna say that because it's connected to the stereo, so it's gonna read a little more than normal, but at least I know it's getting full juice everything. So alright, so now I just gotta basically screw this in and then go from there. So I'll probably put one right here and one right here just to kind of force it in a little better. So aw, it's good enough. And it's not like it's going anywhere. There's no open door at the moment, so I'd like to keep breathing if possible. But let's double check to make sure that all speakers are on deck. Well, all the important stuff works, so that is all that matters. Let's set this clock a little better. I don't know why you guys are here for this part. This literally concerns nothing about you. I can be off by about 30 seconds, that's fine. Yeah. Alright guys, on to the next thing. Alright, let's get her moved outside, guys. See her in the nighttime because it's dark out there, but I'm gonna take her out and go park her on the curb like I normally do, just so she's ready for me tomorrow. And then, yeah, because not much more really to do at this moment, but we're gonna keep this video going because, and then we are going to, there's gonna be a lot of cutting around this part of the video, isn't there? Anyway, spark plugs and then license plate bracket for this. At some point we're gonna install it on the front bumper in a spot where it'll actually stay, and then we'll figure out what to do at the back because the bolt pieces that hold the bolts in place are gone. They no longer exist, so I'm gonna test the trunk release one more time. Beautiful. Every time. Don't mind the blinking. That would be the Wi-Fi connection for between my phone and this GoPro. Get that closed now. You guys can't see very well because it's nighttime, but I can. Just gotta get that fender replaced and she'll be nice. And then we'll get the trunk stuff situated. But for now, that's where we'll leave her.